Hello, everybody. Let's see. I've got my phone turned sideways. I can't really read those names, but hello, everyone. I'm glad y'all are here. It looks like I'm set up pretty properly. Good morning. It's not morning anymore. It's noon in Portland. But today, I'm hoping that we can do an hour of movement, whatever it is that you need. You should listen to that today. I'm going to offer about an hour of hips and hamstrings, kind of my usual class if for those of you who have practiced with me before. But just really important that you listen to what your body tells you more than you listen to my instruction, right? And if anything feels tweaky or weird, please just back out of it. But let's just get right to it. All right, we're going to start standing. It's getting on my nerves. Start standing and let's maybe bring the hands to heart center. Close down the eyes. And start bringing your attention inward. Maybe swaying from side to side lightly, feeling the contact points of the feet with the mat. Turning your attention to the breath so that every inhale lifts the crown of the head and every exhale grounds you into the earth. So inhaling to grow tall, exhaling to ground down. All right, on your next exhale, release the hands, blink open the eyes, and we'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift will neutralize the spine. I gotta fix this camera a little bit here, folks. On an exhale, fold forward. On the inhale, rise up. One more exhale and fold. Halfway lift, inhale, maybe press into the shins, neutralize the low back by lifting the belly. On an exhale, let's fold forward. Bend the knees deeply. Bring the ribs away from the legs. And maybe find a ragdoll pose. Crown of the head is heavy. We'll lift all 10 toes here. Spread them wide on your mat. And then drive the big toe knuckle down and fan the toes out from there. From here, with strong, grounded feet, charge the legs. So lift the quads, and on an inhale, rise up. Stamp the feet into the earth as you exhale and fold. We're heading to our first sun salutation here. Inhale, halfway lift, curl that pubic bone forward. We'll exhale, plant the hands. If you're not ready for the push-up, drop the knees and exhale down. We'll inhale, lift up into your back bend, exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Here you can pedal out the heels. I like kind of a narrow downward facing dog, so I always walk my feet about a step forward. On an inhale, look up. On an exhale, squat it back. Inhale to the top of your mat, lift halfway, exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up, stamp the legs. Exhale and fold. Another sun A here. Drive the big toe mounds into the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. Lower down through that push-up. Inhaling, upward facing. Exhaling, up and back. Downward facing dog. So just as we were trying to stamp the big toe mounds into the mat while standing, maybe you can ground down to the base of the thumb to drive the torso up and out of the shoulders here. To take some pressure off of the wrists. On an inhale, look up. Exhale, squat it back. Inhale, step, or maybe you can spring to the top of the mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, a couple of sun B variations. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, fold, strong legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. There's a vinyasa here if you want it. And then we're gonna simply turn the left toes, step the right. Inhale, high crescent lunge or warrior one. Plant the hands. You can switch out the legs or come through a vinyasa. We'll turn the right toes and step the left. Inhale up. Exhale, plant. Step back. We're meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale up. Exhale, up and back. And we'll take 5 breaths in this down dog. Still wrestling with my Instagram camera angle here, sorry. But maybe you're pedaling out the heels right here. Maybe you're in child's pose. Maybe that'll work. Let's do one more sun B, shall we? Inhale, look up. Exhale, squat it back. Inhale, step forward, half lift. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Finding that chair if you'd like, you can cactus the arms, open the chest. Let's inhale to rise and exhale, fold. One last sun B. Halfway lift, curl the pubic bone forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. We'll lower down, shoulders even with the elbows. Inhale up. Exhale back. Here we're headed to warrior one. Turn the left toes, step the right. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back. You can switch out the legs or come through that shallow push-up. Up and back. Turn the left toes, step the right. Inhale up. Exhale. One more vinyasa. Up and back. And here we have 5 breaths. Maybe to drop into child's pose. Maybe to stay in down dog. Maybe to try some handstand hops. Whatever it is you need for 2 more breaths. On an inhale, we'll rise up and meet in downward facing dog. Halfway lift. Exhale, squat it back. Inhale, step or spring to the top of the mat. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Finding that chair, let's open up through the chest with the cactus. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. My practice has been not very energetic lately, so I am grotesquely out of breath. Let's turn the toes in. Inhale the arms up. Harden the quads here. You're still driving through the big toe mounds of the feet. On an exhale, fold forward into a wide angle fold. Halfway lift. If you can, see if you can avoid sticking your tailbone way up and curving the back, right? If you curl the pubic bone forward, right, the lumbar spine flattens out, the belly lifts up, and you can fold safely and drive the sits bones up and away. Let the head be easy. We'll just take a couple more breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. One more in. One more out. We're going to try a twist from here. Bend the knees as deeply as you need. We'll plant the right hand and inhale the left arm high. The legs can be straight-ish. Try and stack the shoulder right over the wrist. On an exhale, release. We'll switch it out. Left hand plants, right arm reaches up. You might bring that right hand to the low back and curl the pubic bone forward to flatten out the lumbar spine. On an exhale, release, halfway lift, and an awkward transition here. We're just gonna plant the hands, maybe find crow, right? Dropping the armpits or the knees right into the armpits, lifting the toes, and then maybe coming through that vinyasa. We're gonna meet in down dog. Inhaling up, exhaling up and back. From here, we're gonna take about a dozen standing postures. We'll hold each of those postures about 5 breaths. So let's lift the left heel high in the sky in our down dog. We'll bring the heel to the seat and see if you can pour weight into that left palm so that the shoulders stay square. The lumbar spine is stable. On an exhale, we're just going to switch out the legs. Lower that left foot. Inhale the right heel high. Stack the hips, drag the heel in toward the seat. Here the right palm gets heavy. And the shoulders stay square. We'll switch out the legs one more time. Lower that right foot down. Inhale, let that foot lift. This time, exhale, squeeze it through, knee to nose, and plant the foot between the hands. On an inhale, let's rise up, finding warrior one here. So in warrior one, if keeping the back heel down is bothersome, lift the heel and find high crescent lunge. Right, so the left leg is planted behind you. The right knee is lunging. Right, super strong through the back, pinky toe side of the foot on the left. One more inhale. Exhale, let's open up the chest and cactus the arms. Inhale, lift up. This time to exhale, open, warrior two. So in warrior two, we've got our right foot forward here. Try and stack the shoulders right over the hips. Super strong back leg so that your whole left hip is engaged and hugging up. Fingertips are reaching the ends of the earth, but the shoulders are dragging down. On an inhale, reach forward. On an exhale, reverse. Fingertips reach back, shoulder hugs down into its socket. Strong back hip, strong back pinky toe side of the foot. On an exhale, extended side angle, maybe elbow to knee, fingertips to the mat on either side of the front foot. So press the front knee away, so the right knee should be pressing out. Maybe the palm stops overhead. Maybe you come all the way to the fingers toward the front of the room. Hug the belly in. On the next exhale, gaze down. On the inhale, reverse. And this time we'll cartwheel the hands to frame the right foot. The back heel might lift. And we're going to come into extended side angle revolved. So maybe you put the fingers on the pinky toe side of the foot. Maybe you keep it on the big toe side. But let's inhale, lift that right arm high. Gaze might be up at the fingertips. But whatever you've chosen, the belly is tracking away from the front leg. Maybe the pubic bone is curling forward to stabilize the spine. On an exhale, release. And on an inhale, let's rise up. Straighten both legs. Whoops, nice balance there, Kushlani. And fold forward in a wide angle forward fold. Halfway lift. Once more, exhale. So remember, the belly is lifting away from the legs, and the sits bones are driving to protect the endpoints of the hamstrings. On an inhale, halfway lift. On an exhale, bring the hands to the hips. We'll inhale to rise all the way up. Then we're going to pivot to face that right leg, and we're headed to triangle pose. So open the arms and set the feet up like warrior two, right? Super strong quads, don't block out the front knee. We'll reach those right fingertips way out. Maybe you find the shin or the big toe, right? But what's important is to open up. The whole left side of the rib cage is rotating toward the sky, right? The pubic bone is curling forward to engage the back hip. One more inhale. On the exhale, gaze down. On an inhale, reverse that triangle. On an exhale, hands to the hips. Step the back foot up and out slightly. We're headed to a revolved triangle. So we're going to start in like a half pyramid. The right leg is forward, the left leg is driving, and the hips are squaring. Inner thighs scissor in. Reach the left fingertips way out. Stabilize the low back. Then find the shin, or maybe you find the mat. And then twist. Right? Sternum is tracking up and out. Fingertips reach up, shoulder hugs down. On an exhale, gaze down. And on an inhale, we'll unwind and open up. We're going to fold forward one more time into that wide angle forward fold. From here, inhale up. Exhale, bend the left leg. Find a skandasana of your choice, right? Maybe driving the big toe and pinky toe side of the foot down into the mat. We'll lift halfway. Exhale, other side. Maybe anchoring down, feeling that nice opening through the left leg. Oh my gosh, I'm a sweaty mess here. Halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale the hands to the hips. We'll inhale to rise all the way up. And we'll bring it to the front of the mat. From here, a couple of balancing postures. So we're going to stand on the left leg first. And we're going to start with standing knee raise or hand to big toe posture. So lift the right knee, right? Left foot is driving. We're trying to track the inner thigh toward the ribs, right? So as you open out, can you hug the knee up and in, right? Maybe you grab the big toe and find a little more extension, right? We'll come back through center and support the, that's your hamstring. Flex the foot, drive the femur back into its socket. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Release. Give that left leg a shake. One more balancing pose here. If it suits you, you can come into tree pose, or I think I called that tree pose, didn't I? You can come into tree or this half lotus position. If the ankle or knee doesn't like lotus, tree pose, right? We'll inhale up. And if it suits you, we're going to fold forward. Do not try this if you're driving your foot anywhere close to the knee, right? So I'm going to try to press that heel into my inner thigh and fold. Again, no pressure in the knee joint, and a strong left quad is absolutely mandatory here. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Shake that leg out. Let's bend the knees, sweep the arms up. From here, we're gonna wring it out. Try and keep the knees level. Right fingertips are gonna reach back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, other side, open it out. Inhaling up. Exhaling, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. We're going to come through a vinyasa here. If it suits you, we're going to meet in downward facing dog. And I'm just going to check. Oh, hello, everyone. And all the cameras working. That's all good. Where are we? Downward facing dog. So From here, we're gonna come through those standing poses once more on the other side. Again, holding them for a few breaths and working on alignment. So this time, let's lift the left foot high to the sky. Stack the hips, squeeze the heel in toward the seat. Re-extend. And on an exhale, squeeze it in, knee to nose, and work that left foot between the hands. From here, inhale, rise up. And hold this warrior one. We're dragging the left hip back and pressing the right hip point forward. Inner thighs are scissoring in. Chest is open toward the sky. One more inhale. Exhale, drive the back heel as you open to warrior two. All right, so that whole side of the foot is driving. The leg is strong, the hip is lifted. Shoulders down, fingertips out. On an inhale, reach. On an exhale, reverse. Super strong back leg. Fingertips reach, shoulder drags down. Let's find extended side angle on your next exhale. Back arm sweeps to 12 o'clock or to the front of the room. Maybe the pinky tracks down. All right, we're trying to press the left leg toward or away, right? Keep that whole right hip carving, or that left hip carving down. On an exhale, let's reverse. And we'll cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot, back heel lift. We're finding simple twist. Back heel might lift. Right hand plants, left hand reaches up, maybe it swings over. Really trying to keep the belly tracking away from the leg. On an exhale, gaze down. On an inhale, let's unwind and rise up. Toes in, heels out, exhale, fold. Halfway lift, now we're driving the sits bones, neutralizing the low back, and then folding. Maybe finding some rocks, finding some looseness and some ease here. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale to rise up. We're headed to triangle pose here. Left leg is forward, hips are scissoring in. Oh, triangle pose. Hips aren't scissoring. Hips are opening outward. Warrior two in the feet and arms. Right. Reach out. Remember, your right ribs are trying to open up toward the sky. Pubic bone curls forward. Hip points press to the front. Mid-back presses behind. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, reverse. Hands to the hips. Let's face the right leg, square the hips, reach those right fingertips way out. Maybe you find the shin, maybe you find the mat. Left hand can start at the low back. Maybe you want to revolve that triangle. Scissor the inner thighs. Relax the shoulders. And on an exhale, let's release it down. We'll inhale, press it all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, bend into the left leg. This time maybe a low skandasana. Right, the straight leg, heel might be planted, toes are lifting up. Left fingertips might reach out. Right fingertips up high. Strong leg. Keep the hips engaged here. The left hip is opening out, but it's also plugging in. Exhale down. Inhale, center. Other side. Maybe this time the heel plants and the toes lift. Right arm reaches out. Left arm opens up. Legs are strong. Right hip is opening, but also hugging into the back line. The midline of the back body. Exhale. Inhaling up. Exhaling, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale the hands to the hips. Inhale to rise all the way up. And we'll step it up to the front of the mat and we'll do those balancing poses on the right leg. So stamp the right foot into the mat. We're going to start with hand to big toe posture, maybe just that standing knee raise. So strong quad, strong big toe mound, right? And then we're going to keep this inner thigh tracking toward the ribs as we open out the hip. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you want to drag the big toe up and out, right? Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. From here we come in, plug the femur back into its socket, and hold. 4, 3, and 2. Better balance on this side, self. And 1, release. Shake it out, right leg. One more. We'll try that tree pose with a forward fold if it doesn't put any strain on the knee. So strong right leg. The quad has to be engaged. Lift up. Avoid the knee joint squeeze. You can inhale and lift, and then everything has to hug into the center as you fold. It's a little easier if you're in lotus here. This is as low as I can safely get without putting pressure on the knee. We'll inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Shake it out. Let's bend the knees. Pubic bone forward to keep that lumbar spine stable. Inhale up. Shoulders down. One more full breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway, here's that vinyasa if you want it. Coming through that back bend of your choice. And then making it over to downward facing dog. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is come through all of those poses with a little more dynamic movement. Now that's intimidating to me because I'm already so out of breath from not practicing regularly that I'm like half dead. But we're gonna do this. I'm so happy to be here and be moving in the studio and out of my house. I'm so grateful. So, pardon the panting, but we're just gonna go for it here. Let's inhale up, strong legs here. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. We're meeting in down dog. Inhale up. Exhale, up and back. From here, turn the left toes, step the right. We're headed to warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open. Warrior two. The right foot is forward, the left foot is driving. Inhale, reach and reverse. Exhale, extended side angle, fingertips to the mat. Press that right knee out. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, reverse. Cartwheel the hands, simple twist. Revolve that side angle pose. Inhale, go. Right arm high. Pull the belly away from the compression of that bent knee. On an exhale, release it down. This time we'll straighten both legs and head to triangle. So, right fingertips reach. Find the big toe or find the shin. And left fingertips press up. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, reverse, strong legs. Cartwheel the hands. Left hand finds the shin or the mat. Right arm reaches up for twisted triangle. On an exhale, release it down. Inhale up. 5-pointed star, toes in, heels out, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. If you have an inversion practice, we're going to take about 6 or 7 breaths here to play around. So if you want a handstand, or I'm going to come into a dolphin pose. So forearms down, and I'm just going to walk my feet in and keep pressing through all the knuckles at the base of my palm. All right, see if I can press my torso up and out of the shoulders here. Belly is tracking away from the quads. And on your next inhale, let's make our way back to a normal forward fold. On an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, the hands to the hips. Inhale, rise up. Yes, I was totally buying time there. I'm dead. Press the hips forward. And from here, we're headed to triangle pose. Right leg is forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. So two strong legs. The inner thighs are scissoring. Low back is stable. Maybe this sort of flat spine is as far as you go. Maybe you drop more deeply into pyramid pose. From here, bend the right knee, find warrior three. Maybe you bring that right hand to the low back and encourage the left hip to drop down. On an exhale, we'll bring both feet down to the mat and we'll fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, top of the mat. Here are our standing postures. So we'll start Utthita Padangusthasana. So lift the knee and open out. Remember, the inner thigh wants to track toward the right ribs. Strong left quad. Let's come through center. There's a twist here if you'd like to grab the right foot with your left hand and reach the right fingertips back. Fortunately, I have a wall here to fully cheat with, because otherwise I'd be, well, doing this. When you're ready, let's come back through center. Maybe you can come right into tree pose. I'm coming into half lotus because it's actually a little easier for me. Inhale, up. If you're stable and safe, exhale and fold. Right. Maybe you're in tree, maybe you're taking a break. Whatever you're doing is perfect. We'll rise up. We'll exhale, release. Shake the legs out. Here's that vinyasa. To wring it out if you want it. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, plant. Here it is. Step back. Lower down. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Up. Exhale, up and back. Whew. Pedal out the heels. And from here, we'll go through those standing postures on the other side. So turn the right toes. Yep, turn the right toes, step the left. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, open, warrior two. Reach out and reverse. From here, find the mat with the left fingertips. Back arm sweeps up and over, extended side angle. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, reverse. Cartwheel the hands, revolve. Maybe the right hand plants on the pinky toe side of your foot and the back arm sweeps overhead. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, we'll unwind and set up for triangle pose, left leg forward. So reach the left fingertips. Maybe you find that big toe. Maybe you reach up and gaze up. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse. We're headed to revolve triangle. So hands to the hips. Right arm sweeps way out. Maybe stabilize the low back here. And then the right hand will find the outside or the shin of the left leg. We can twist that triangle, scissor the inner thighs, keep the low back flat. On an exhale, we're going to release it down and find pyramid pose. So, inner thighs scissor, drive the big toe mound, and relax the shoulders. The belly is tracking away from the front thigh. From here, we'll bend the knee, rise up, finding warrior three. Right? Maybe you bring one hand to the low back and encourage that right hip to flatten down. Back toes are flexed. And exhale, we'll release. And on an inhale, rise up. We're going to do those balancing postures now on the right leg. So hand to big toe, lift the knee, maybe grab the big toe, cheat with your wall, right, as you open out. Hand to big toe posture. And then exhale, bring it forward. See if you can plug in the femur. Then we're going to bring the right hand to the pinky toe side of the foot. Left arm sweeps back, and you're trying to pull the belly up and away from that left leg. On an inhale, we'll come up through center and find tree pose or this half lotus. Be careful, if you have the stability to fold, you may. If not, listen to your own body. Carefully lift out. We can rise up and release. Shake it out. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Vinyasa. Inhaling up. Exhaling up and back. And from here, we're going to come all the way through to seated, and we'll do some work on the floor. Where are we, everybody? Okay, here we are. If you have a strap or a scarf or a towel or whatever, maybe grab one, because we're going to keep working on the hamstrings, and I think if you don't happen to have long arms or pretty bendy, flexible, pretty bendy hamstrings in the first place, you don't get as much out of them. So strap is handy. So Dandasana first, staff pose. Toes up. Let's build this pose from the base, right, from our feet. Flex the toes, draw them back, right? Balls of the feet are pressing as if you were standing on the floor. Quads are strong. Then lift the belly, draw in those core muscles just below the sternum. Press the hands into the mat. Palms, pinkies, or fingertips face forward. Staff pose, in theory, is one of the hardest poses because everything is working. Let's release, inhale up, micro bend the knees, and reach. Maybe you find a strap. Right? Inhale, lift. Exhale, sternum drives out. Right? Quad strong to protect the hamstrings. There's a bind here with the hands. If you want, make sure you keep a little bend in the knees. One more inhale up. One more exhale forward. Let's lift up and release. We'll plant the hands, cross the feet, and we can push back into a vinyasa if you'd like. But we're just going to come through to a seat with the legs extended once again. So we'll come right out. This time we're going to keep the left leg forward and bring the right foot into what's basically tree pose. So ball of the foot comes into the inner thigh. So treat this again just like you do standing pose. Avoid the knee joint. Stand up strong out of the right foot. Is that your right foot? That's your left foot. All right, we'll inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. The strap is helpful if the arms don't reach. Right, but drive the big toe mound toward the screen here. really driving forward. And see if you can really harden up the left quad. As you fold, the ribs are tracking, let's see if you can see this better, away from the left leg. One more inhale. One more exhale. We'll inhale, we'll lift up. This time, bring that little right knee up. We're gonna line the foot up outside the hip. The whole left sits bone will come off the mat a little bit from Marichiyasana. So, on an inhale, lift up. On an exhale, reach the fingertips forward. If this is enough, stay here. If you want a little more opening through this right hip, drag the tricep against that shin and drag. Sternum is pressing forward, right hip is pressing back and hugging into the midline of the back line. One more breath in to lift and lengthen. One more breath out to hug the belly up and back. Let's release here. We can plant the hands, cross the feet, and come back through, that vinyasa. And we're gonna meet with the right leg extended and the left leg in tree or tree-ish pose, right? So, sternum tracks toward the middle toe, right? That foot is driving, the quad is strong. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward, Janu Shirsasana, a variation, right? So strong right quad, that whole femur is pulling back, and the ribs are tracking away from that right leg. On an inhale, lift up. There's a vinyasa here. Plant the hands. We're gonna meet with the feet out and the right leg straight again. I owe us a Marichiyasana here. So this time, the left knee is bent. Sole of the foot is outside, maybe 2 or 3 fists between the inner thigh and that foot. We'll inhale, lift up. Strong right leg as the left tricep presses against the left shin. Track the ribs away from the quad. On an inhale, let's lift up. On an exhale, you can plant the hands and find your vinyasa. If you'd like. We're gonna meet. Yep. That's right, back with the legs out. And we're gonna come into Navasana or boat pose here. So, I encourage you to start slow. Hold on to the back of the knees, leave the feet on the ground, shoulders back, chest is lifting, sternum is tracking up and forward. Shoulders are rolling back. If that feels okay, lift the toes. If that feels okay and the sternum is still tracking up and out, maybe you let go of the legs. Maybe you straighten them. Sternum's gotta keep tracking up. Hips are heavy. Cross the feet, plant the hands. There's a lift here if you want it. If you practice a handstand, you can press right up in a handstand from here if you'd like. I cannot. We're gonna do 5 of these boat poses, Navasana. Sternum up, tracking out. Cross the feet, plant the hands, lift. 3 more, holy smokes. So I'm gonna have to back off a little bit, bending the knees, hanging on to keep my sternum lifted. Cross the feet, plant the hands. Maybe you've got that handstand. Here's our last Navasana boat pose. Strong legs, relaxed shoulders. Cross the feet, plant the hands. Full vinyasa here if you'd like. And we're gonna meet with the legs forward, and we're heading to butterfly pose. So you can come into Baddha Konasana. If this bothers the knees, maybe better might be having a wide ankle forward field with the legs extended. But let's go ahead and, if it's comfortable, we'll open up the hips this way. Soles of the feet can touch. The heels might be, let's see, far out from the body if the knees are tight, or close in if compression doesn't bother you. You might open the soles of the feet out like a book. And we'll inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach. So elbows might press back into the hips. We're trying to reach the sternum out and hug the belly away from the earth. Right? It's not about shoving your chest down, but you might think about deepening your fold by hugging up the front core. If you've had enough here, you can lift up, and then you don't hear this in yoga a lot, but we're just gonna curl, almost like we're collapsing into ourselves. The forehead might come to rest in the soles of the feet. Finding this little sort of fetal position here. But keep the belly tracking back here. The front core can really hug up and work quite a bit in this pose. On an inhale, lift up. We'll extend the feet out wide if you're not there already. And make sure that you've got a little bend in the knees. And just like any seated posture, we're going to treat it like it's standing. Right? Oh, my glasses are sweaty and fogged up here. Drive the balls of the feet out. Drive the quads hard. And even here, see if you can feel the sits bones anchoring into the mat and pull the pelvic floor away from that spot, right? So we'll walk the fingertips out. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you come on the forearms, but whatever you've chosen, keep the legs driving, right? That's going to keep the hamstrings safe. Maybe with those strong, strong feet, you can extend, but be cautious, right? The legs are strong. And there is a sensation even here of the femurs hugging in, sort of staying within themselves and not just hugging out of, pulling out of their sockets. Let's rise up. We'll bring the legs out. And from here, we're gonna come all the way down to the backs. I gotta check the time here because I've lost my, oh my God, perfect. So let's come back all the way to the back. Extend the fingertips long overhead. Got a little more work to do. Don't fall asleep just yet unless that's where you feel like you need to be. Let's drag the left knee in. Awaken the right leg here, right? We're trying to still stand up out of the right foot. This right quad is strong. And then we're gonna come into hand to big toe posture, seated, right? So maybe you grab the big toe. Maybe you just hang on to the knee. Let's see what's the best angle for this. Right? And again, the inner thigh is wanting to track toward the left ribs. You might grab the big toe. You might extend out. Right? But whatever, I'm going to scoot this way a little bit, you've chosen, right? Strong right leg, it's still standing. And the left femur is still pressing back and helping to keep that hamstring, keep that leg within itself. On an inhale, let's come all the way up, and then we're going to cross it over and find a spinal twist. You can grab a hold of the foot with the right hand, or you can bring the arms up to a T and just let that right leg, that's your left leg, cross over. If you can allow the left shoulder to stay heavy, you might gaze out over that side, and your left knee might not make it to the mat. That's okay. See if you can bring some relaxation to the face. We're starting to slow our practice here. So start leaning into that. On the inhale, come back through center. And we'll switch the legs. Left leg now is going to stretch out long. Treat this like a standing pose, right? That leg is pressing. The right knee is hugging firmly in. Right, now we're going to track the right inner thigh toward the right ribs. Maybe you find the big toe. Maybe you extend out. Right, but even as you feel that opening on the right side, right, the right hip, the right femur is plugging in toward the back body so that you're not sort of just janking your leg out of socket. On an inhale, find center. And on an exhale, find that twist. You can open the arms out to a T. Let that right leg fall, but allow the right shoulder to stay heavy. Right? Maybe the belly is tracking back still. Might feel good to curl your pubic bone this away or that away to find the right stretch. Remember to find the muscles of the face at ease. Come back through center. Give the knees a deep squeeze. We'll rock and roll. We're going to come up into a seat. It suits you. Not good on props right now, so you know what? I'm just going to skip that. I'm just going to skip that posture altogether. Let's do our back bends. A little bit of front body opening to sort of counterbalance all of the back body lengthening we've been doing. So if you have a full wheel in your practice, feel free. We haven't done a lot or any really hard openings, so I'm going to stick with bridge pose. Heels are close to the bum, right? And in bridge, really try and bring the energy into the feet, right? So the posture, again, you can build it from the ground up. The soles of the feet are driving. On an inhale, we can press the palms and the forearms down, drive the feet, and that lifts the hips. One shoulder, then the other might come in. And now with strong feet, the quads lift up, the sternum presses back toward the chin. And even here, the core muscles just south of the sternum are dragging back. On an exhale, let's release. Find a few moments of stillness to let the spine come back to more natural shape. And then you might tick-tock the legs. And we're going to come through one more back bend. So again, drive the balls of the feet with the forearms and the palms. All of this rooting down is going to drive the hips up and the sternum back to the chin. The knees are parallel to one another. Try not to let them splay out or tuck in. And on your next exhale, we'll release. Carefully, gently. Let's hug the knees in. Maybe lift up, rock from side to side. Give yourself a good, strong squeeze. exhale, we're going to come all the way out into sort of a, oops, glasses, pencil pose. Right, fingertips reaching, toes reaching. Let's try and tense every muscle of the body here on the inhale. And on the exhale, bring the arms down, let the toes splay out. And we'll find Shavasana. Right here in Shavasana, the absence of effort. The eyes are heavy in their sockets. The tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. And even the breath comes back to its natural rhythm without effort. You might observe without judgment any tension that remains behind the heels, behind the knees, beneath the hips, and allow that to release. You might observe without judging anything that remains behind the shoulders or in the forearms, and allow that tension to melt into the earth or just to remain and be supported. The fingertips here curl without effort. And perhaps you feel the energy that we've cultivated together pooling in the cradle of your palms. Know that the energy that we've built together will come with you through your day for whatever it is that you or someone else might need. Maybe that's an act of self-care, an act of kindness, an act of isolation. I welcome you to remain in Shavasana for as long as you need. I think my record now has been about 16 hours over the last 24. The absence of effort. If you're ready to close class, you might bring your hands to heart center. You can just close class out on our backs here. I bring my thumbs to my third eye and thank you all so much for sharing this hour on the mat with me. Namaste, y'all. Thanks. See y'all next time. See y'all later.